And welcome to RTF Sports Talk. I am one half of the team today, Michael Buchheister. The other half, the partner in crime, is Billy Hatten. Billy, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. It's getting warm out here, Mike. Getting warm.
Yesterday it was warm here, it was cold there, and today it's like 6 degrees here, and there it's getting warm. So
well, it's 32 degree. It's 32 degrees, but the sun is up, so you kind of really don't feel it because the wind is not blowing.
Right, and like, and that sun brings a smile to your face, a joy in your heart.
Exactly.
knowing that the 2019 football season is that much closer.
Yes. Yeah, and I can't wait.
Right. I don't know if you saw this or not, but on ESPN earlier today, there was an article about the inside story of the Cleveland Browns. Like it was about the firing of Hugh Jackson and like all the general managers the last 4 or 5 years. I actually had a chance to read that a little bit. It's a really great story if you guys haven't had a chance to. Billy, and I really suggest you do that a lot as well.
I have to catch up on all my Cleveland news. I've been so busy doing all other news. Right.
And speaking of news, James Harden at it again. He scored 61 points last night in Madison Square Garden. This does tie a point total high as a guest in the Madison Square Garden, being tied with the one and only Kobe Bean, a.k.a. Black Mamba, as a lot of people like to call them. So, Billy, what is your takeaway from this? Like, is Harden one of the greatest scorers? Is it just a little stretch that he's on? Like, what is your takeaway from, like, all this craziness that he's doing?
I think you have to put him in the conversation as one of the best scorers to ever play this game. I mean, you just don't. Even though I think I think the way he gets a lot of his points is pure manipulation. But you cannot overlook the things that he's able to do on the court night in and night out. And I don't care, what league you playing in, to be on this streak that he's on. It's truly amazing. 61 points last night in the Garden. I think he had like 30, 36, or 39 at halftime. This guy, what he's able to do on the court, you have to put him up there as one of the greatest scorers. You don't just luck upon 61 points in the NBA. That don't just happen. So I think he deserves to be in the conversation with some of the greats, but just pure score, I don't know if he's there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I actually got to watch this game live. I was at a coaching conference this past night, and it was so exciting that I turned the game on my phone, and got to catch up a little bit. So I got to watch the first 15 minutes straight there, and James Harden started the game off with a 4-point play. He shoots a three, very nice shot, nice arcing shot, but then he kicks his feet out and he gets kind of like a crap call. But nonetheless, that was one of his 5 threes that he hit, and it was a 4-point play. And then he comes down, he gets the ball in the wing, on the corner, and he does a drive, and he makes an easy dunk. 6 points in like 15 seconds. That is very, very remarkable to me. And this is the first game that I've watched from start to beginning of James Harden during this streak, because I know it is such a hot topic here. And watching him play, watching the team play, it is kind of like the team is just sitting back, letting him do his thing. Like, you played basketball in high school, and you had that little shell drill, like you had 5 guys all like out there on the arch, and you kind of pass the ball and make the defense work. That's kind of what it looked like. But it was 4 guys standing on the arch. James Harden taking about 30 dribbles and deciding whether he wants to drive or shoot the three.
Mike, and that was my point to the Carmelo thing when he was there.
Right.
And we just talked about this last week about Carmelo. That good rhythm shooters, which is what Carmelo is, they don't work well when, hey, I got to stand there and watch you dribble the air out the ball, and then when you decide that you either don't got a good enough shot that you want, or you're not going to just shoot it, and you just decide to pass me the ball with 4 or 5 seconds left, what do you want me to do?
Exactly.
So and that was my point on Carmelo, and that's the same thing he dealt with last year in OKC. OKC, it was Westbrook, dribble. All right, I'm gonna pass the ball so I can get my assist, because I don't want to take a bad shot. Same with Paul George, because he's also an alpha. He also wants the ball. It's tough for guys to get going. But yeah, that's what I've been saying about James Harden. It's just dribble. It's interesting to see what's going to happen when Chris Paul come back.
Right, and like I got some like stats here because I was prepping for the show and like all this good stuff. James Harden made 5 threes this past night. 3 of those 5 threes that he made were 4-point plays. So meaning he kicked out his foot and he got a foul shot.
Because he does that a lot.
Yeah, if you look at every shot,
every time he shoot it,
yeah, he always kicks out his right foot, and somehow, some way, he draws a foul. He shot 25 free throws this past night. The rest of the Rockets team shot 12. Like,
Mike, most people don't even take 25 shots in a game, Mike.
Right. He took,
and he's taking 25 free throws.
Yeah, and he took 23s. And only made 5, but still, like,
yeah. See, people don't talk about the percentage at which he shoot. He's a volume shooter. This guy, 17 for 38. I wouldn't, if you ask me, that's not good, Mike. 17 to 38, 5 for 20 on threes. Now, where he wows you at is the 22 of 25 from the free throw line.
Right.
See, that's amazing. Because when he's getting there, he's capitalizing on his opportunities. But 17 to 38, 5 for 20, I mean, come on. Yeah, if they wasn't playing the Knicks, that's a loss.
Well, even though the Knicks probably should have won that game because I was watching this game, it was about 1:30 left in the game, I believe, maybe a little less. And James Harden is at the top of the key, and he drives with his opposite hand to the basket. The problem is. And like he makes a shot, but the problem is he took 5 steps making that shot. Like at what point do the refs start not calling those ridiculous fouls like for him and start calling him on these travels and stuff that like
they'll never do it. Does. Well, they called Steph and Kyrie on that a few times already, and Steph just put up like a 1-3 in front of his jersey, letting the referees know, like, hey, y'all let James Harden do this all the time.
Right.
So why y'all not going to let me do it? So everybody knows that it happened. The referees know that it happened, but they don't care, which is the reason why I can't put him up on the level of a pure scorer, because most pure scorers, they don't need to travel. They don't. I mean, this guy, it's hard enough to guard a guy with good handles and can give you a mean step back. But it's even harder to guard a guy with handles that can give you a mean step back twice and the referee not call it.
Yeah. Like
you can only side shuffle step to contest one time before you kind of lost position.
Yeah.
And they allow him to step back twice. It's tough.
Yeah. And then he does step back twice. So the defensive player has to commit that much more, and then he shuffles out his right foot there and he draws a crap foul. So
exactly.
So I mean, just like what you said earlier, yes, it is very, very impressive to score 61 points and this is 21 straight games now that he has had 30 or plus points, which is it's very remarkable. Only Wilt Chamberlain,
impressive.
Yeah, I mean only Wilt Chamberlain has done it more. He did it 3 times. Just between 60 and 64, I believe it was. So, I mean, this is very impressive. But as far as a pure scorer, I mean, like, I don't think he is even in the top 5 in the NBA right now, like just in the current NBA.
So So who would you have in your top
Uh,
five?
mean like obviously like you got to go Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Hold on. Is this in order?
No. Like
Okay.
I didn't like haven't had really time to really
Okay.
put them in order,
Okay.
but
I
like,
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I heard you say Klay, and I was like, hold on.
But
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, Klay is probably number 5-ish. I'd say Steph Curry's probably 2 or 3. And like then you have KD, he can get a shot anytime he wants. LBJ can get a shot anytime he wants. And then, number 5, I mean like it's kind of up in the air. But I still don't see James Harden peaking at that top 5.
I don't know, Mike. I would have him. Obviously, LeBron is the best basketball player in the NBA. At number 2, I'll go right there with KD. 3, my list would be Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving is a better player than Steph Curry. I don't.
Well, we're not talking about players. We're talking about scorers, right?
Oh well, no. I just thought. Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I thought you said I don't think he's the 5 best player.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, even scores, yeah, I would definitely say Steph. I'm right there with you with Klay. KD for sure. No, I think you got to put him in the top 5 scorers. Yeah, for sure. NBA, yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I mean, like he can peak that top 5, but he's definitely not the best in the current NBA, right?
Nah, no. To me, I think Kevin Durant is probably the best scorer in the NBA. A guy who can shoot the 3, shoot the mid range, get to the bucket, free throw line, everything, handle. He can do it all. I think pure scorer in the NBA right now. I would have to go KD.
Oh, and what he's like? What 6'8",
6'11".
Yeah, like he's 6'11", and
with a 7-foot wingspan, 7'6" wingspan. Mike, that's unstoppable.
Shooting a 37-foot shot with no effort.
With ease.
Yeah, I mean,
it's with ease.
Yeah, who do you put on him to like guard? You put a post player? No, he is going to put the ball on the floor, take it to
go right by him
with the rim. But yeah.
That's how that works. But switching gears, staying right here in the NBA though, Oladipo, man, he suffered a nasty injury yesterday against the Raptors. He was trying to block a shot on Siakam, and it didn't even look like anything happened. Kind of, I guess I was looking at it from a bad angle, but you knew right away that something was wrong. When the medical staff come out there and they put the towel over the injury. That's never good. So I asked the question, Mike. The Pacers was 3rd in the East. Do you see them making the playoffs now?
As of right now, the answer is no, because when he is on the court, they are 35 games above 500. When he's off the court, they are 4 games below 500. Now, if this was a little later in the season, maybe a couple months after the All-Star break, yes, you could probably put them in the playoffs still, but they would be knocked out in the first round. Since this is still really early in the season as far as NBA standards go, because we still have, 5 months of like regular season basketball still. So, I mean,
no, about 3.5. Yeah, about 4. Yeah.
Well, like either way, there's still a lot of basketball left to play.
Yes, plenty. We haven't even hit All-Star break yet.
And when you are under 4 games under 500 when he's not on the court, they are going to drop really, really fast if they keep that up. And just to add to your point there, when you see a guy fall down on a non-contact injury, 9 times out of 10, that is not good at all. I mean, it's usually an ACL, MCL, or something to that effect. So obviously we hope the best for him. But I've seen tweets already saying that this is a season-ending injury.
Yeah, man, that's nasty. I also don't think that they will make it. If you even remember last year, the only reason why they were in the playoffs was because of Oladipo. The only reason why they had a chance at beating the Cleveland Cavaliers was because of Oladipo. And I don't think they get there. I don't think Miles Turner and any of those guys are good enough to get those guys in the playoffs. And to your point, you made a very, very good point. If this was after the All-Star break, I think, they have enough emotional push to push themselves and get themselves into the playoffs just playing off of pure emotions. But I think now that you're gonna have to play a few more weeks before the All-Star break, and then you're gonna have to take that break, and it's gonna simmer that we don't have our All-Star, that we don't have our best player, and I don't think that this team is good enough to make it to the playoffs. On the Oladipo side, to your point, and he jumped up, he came down. Now Siakam got mad because he thought Oladipo tried to take his legs out,
right?
But Oladipo it looks like I don't know if he broke it, if his knee gave out, but to your point, I think Woj tweeted out last night that the Pacers are fearing that this is a season-ending injury for Oladipo, and anytime they bring the stretcher out, you can pretty much book it, because the first player that know that he's seriously injured is the player,
right? And just to add, kind of to add insult to injury, like a little bit, like I guess you want to say this, the person that is smiling ear to ear right now, Carmelo Anthony.
I thought about that too.
Doesn't his stock get that much higher? Because the Pacers need somebody. They need a scorer. They need a leader. Carmelo could easily go into Indiana or Indianapolis and kind of be the star on that team.
Yeah, I thought about Carmelo last night as well, as soon as this injury happened. And then, Mike, Carmelo will be on the roster this year. That's why I said it when we did the question earlier. I do not believe Carmelo is going to retire. I do not believe Carmelo Anthony will play in China. He will play in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony is still better than 65-70% of players in the NBA right now. So,
he just has to find the right fit.
Yeah, he just has to find his fit, and he has to realize that, hey, I'm getting older now. Maybe it's okay if I come off the bench, but as long as I play good, coach is always going to keep me out there. That's why I admire guys like Ginobili, because Ginobili knew that he was better than anybody that Popovich could have put in the starting lineup. He was better than Danny Green. Mm-hmm. He was better than George Hill. But he knew, okay, he needs me coming off the bench to lead this second unit, because I'm going to get starter minutes regardless of whether I'm in there from opening tip or I get subbed in.
Yeah, and we definitely need to check OG on that, thinking he's going to end his career on this note. OG, get out of here. I listened to Unpopular Opinion yesterday or 2 days ago when you guys talked about that.
You talking about Melo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him. I don't know how. No, Melo will play in the NBA. He will not retire. But Matthew Lau said the same thing, that he's going to play in China or he's going to retire. I just don't see that. Carmelo Anthony is still too good of a basketball player, and he can give a lot to a team. James Harden even came out and said the same thing,
So if you mean I don't want to change the question to into a Carmelo thing by any means, but let's say he does go to Indiana, does he become a starter there and a instant, leader, like the instant go-to guy?
I think he have to be. And I think he only have to be because, who else is going to do that?
Exactly.
You're going to have to slide in, you're going to have to slide in somebody else at point to cover what you're losing with Oladipo. That
Right.
may be Tyreek Evans. And who else do they have on their bench? Sabonis. If you ask me, Carmelo's better than him. Doug McDermott, who went 3 for 7 last night, 1 for 4 or 3. Carmelo is better than him, So I think Carmelo would have to become a starter.
Yeah, and kind of look
unless Mike, they have Darren Collison starting and then they keep Bogdanovich in there. I can kind of see Bogdanovich still being a starter there. But if he's not starting, he's first off the bench.
Yeah, I would love to see him go there just so I can kind of root for my hometown team a little bit more, because I do like Carmelo Anthony. But moving on to the segment of the day, Billy, we're going to do buy or sell. We're going to give you 2 choices. You have to buy one and you have to sell one. So we're going to start with the Pro Bowl versus the Skills Challenge, which is tonight, I believe, on ESPN at 8:00. Buy or sell?
I'm going to buy. I like I like the little stuff that they do. I mean, last year they implemented dodgeball and all this other stuff. I mean, that's fun stuff that even adults still like. I remember, my very first job out of high school was working at a Boys and Girls Club, and I was assigned to be the gym teacher. And man, I put dodgeball on the thing at least twice a week. It's fun. So I like that they're trying to spice it up and not the old school way. Just doing certain stuff. I like that they implementing, more new age stuff because, I mean, let's face it, that's what these younger guys want. These younger guys come in the league making Pro Bowls. Derwin James is in his first year. He's at the Pro Bowl. These guys are starting to get better and better, and they're going to the Pro Bowl younger. So, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, they say.
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies.
But I am going to buy the skills challenge because I think the skill challenge is better than the Pro Bowl itself. I've been on record saying that the Pro Bowl is the biggest waste of time, the biggest blunder in like every all-star category type of game. The only way they can make the Pro Bowl more exciting to me, make it a 7-on-7 flag game. Have a skills game where you have quarterbacks and wide receivers, and then have a lineman game. And I guarantee you, I would turn into the lineman 7-on-7 over that skills challenge because it is nothing like seeing a 400-pound center catch a ball over the middle. Beautiful sight. So I'm definitely buying that skills challenge. I love the dodgeball this past year. I do like that obstacle course that they run. Like they have a quarterback, a lineman,
yes,
and like receiver. But it is going to be a very, very bad sight when one of these all-stars, like one of these Pro Bowls, gets some type of injury playing the dodgeball game, and I think the player or like the teams or the NFL will nip that in the butt real fast. So hopefully,
I don't know, Mike,
happens.
because they've always done like skill challenges. I mean, running, whether it be just running drills on the field. I think now,
but this is the first time the second time they've had
second year
dodgeball. I mean, like I'm saying, like if an injury happens in that game, then that kind of might find its way out.
We'll see.
Well, all right. So speaking of football, still, I mean, we've heard the controversy about Carson Wentz and Philly and Foles is the man, yada yada yada. So you have to buy one or sell one. Are you going to buy Wentz or Foles?
I'm gonna buy Wentz, and I'm gonna buy Wentz because one, he's a younger guy. He has more time to grow. You already won a Super Bowl, so you defended it okay. I think Nick Foles is already set in his ways. He's 30 years old. Yes, he's to me right now. I would take Foles right now over Wentz. But if I'm just thinking long term, I have to think with my 25-year-old or 24-year-old asset that can be groomed into probably one of the greatest passers that we have in the game. So buying Wentz, selling Foles.
So I hear everything you're saying. Age is huge in the NFL. Once you're over 30, you're pretty much done, except for if you are a quarterback. You see quarterbacks playing. You see Tom Brady, he's 40 years old, 39 years old.
41.
Playing as great as he's ever played. You're seeing Aaron.
Well, I don't know if he's
Rodgers.
Playing as great as. Well, I don't know if he's playing as great. Tom Brady didn't necessarily have a good year this year. It was a mediocre year for Tom Brady. It wasn't the Tom Brady year. The problem was he stepped up in crunch time, and people forget how bad he played because that's what we care about, a guy closing the game out.
But you are also saying he's had a bad year in Tom Brady's terms versus the rest of the NFL. He's still in the top 10.
He had a bad year. It wasn't a good year.
Well, whatever you say, he is in the he's in the Super Bowl for the 9th time or 10th time or 15th time or whatever it is. But I'm going to buy Foles because he has won me a Super Bowl. He won me a playoff game this year. And if any news about Wentz is somewhat remotely true, that cancer in the locker room is going to start to grow. You need to sell that product now and let some other team like the Giants or the Jaguars handle that cancer. Buying Foles, selling Wentz.
That's tough, Mike. It's tough. I mean,
yeah.
I get it, but I just think Carson Wentz can be molded into something great. I mean, we have to remember this is only this guy's third year in the NFL,
right?
And the past 2 years he's been hurt, and he started from his rookie season.
Yeah, I definitely hear everything you're saying. It's a very, very hard choice,
but to your point, I mean, guys are playing well into their 40s. Drew Brees turned 40. Like last month or this month. Tom Brady is 41. Aaron Rodgers is, I think, 36. So, I mean, Eli Manning is 38. And he still played at a decent level. He just couldn't push the ball down the field. So, I can understand the age. He'll still have at least, I will say, 7 to 8 more years. But Wentz can give you 15 more years.
True. Very, very true. I may have changed my pick, but I'm still going to go with Foles. Moving back to the association here, the Golden State Warriors are obviously the team in the West, but Houston is making a very strong push. The LA Lakers were making a strong push there for like a while until they get bit by the injury bug. But which team do you think has the best shot of upsetting Golden State Warriors? Do you want to buy Houston or buy LA?
By LA. If they have a healthy LeBron, that's the only team that's in the NBA or at least in the Western Conference, I should say, that can beat Golden State, and only because they have number 23. We've seen what the Rockets do in the playoffs. Chris Paul just made it to his first Western Conference Finals last season. Will he be able to duplicate that performance? I highly doubt it. He's been hurt a lot this year. He's been hurt a lot over his career. We see what James Harden do every single postseason. That's choked in OKC. He choked when he first got to the Rockets. He choked against the Spurs a few years ago. He choked against Golden State last year. So give me LA with a healthy LeBron. Not even close.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to buy LA as well because we've seen LeBron James do it against Golden State Warriors when he was when he was a Cav. He didn't have a lot of help. He has a little bit more help, I think, now, if they're healthy. So, I mean, I really think you have to buy that stock 100%. Because you see Houston, yes, they did take Golden State to a Game 7 this past year. Chris Paul did not play that Game 7, and he's been hurt all year. So you cannot buy a broken product and expect them to get healed to beat a Golden State Warriors team. That's why LA. Actually, I think I'm more buying LeBron James than the rest of the team. Like you can never count the king out.
Yeah, never.
So let's move over back to the NFL, the No Fun League here. Super Bowl is a week and 3 days away. We got to start talking a little bit about the Super Bowl. So you have to buy or sell a quarterback here. Are you going to buy Brady or buy Jared Goff?
Now, this is probably the toughest one because I know what Brady can do within 2 minutes, but no, I'm a buy Brady. I'm not stupid. It's the experience here. It's the experience. I know what I'm gonna get from Tom Brady. I have to hope. I have to hope to get something from Jared Goff. Yeah, this one. Yeah, no, not even a question.
Yeah, if we are basically buying or selling solely on the postseason here, we've said it on shows past, Hatten, where we don't want the ball in Jared Goff's hands to win us or lose us a game. We want Jared Goff to hand the ball off to Todd Gurley, to CJ Anderson. And we want the ball in Tom Brady's hands because he is going to run that 5-yard slant 17, 18 times, same play over and over and over, and be successful 17 of 18 times. So that is why you have to buy Tom Brady in the present day, right now, etc. If you were to ask this question next year about week 8 or week 9, my answer might change, but I doubt it. So you definitely have to buy Tom Brady right now. He's Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he's Tom Brady.
All right, hey guys, and that will do it for buy or sell here. Hope you guys are enjoying that segment a little bit here. We will tweak it as we go on, but Billy Hatten, the floor is all yours, my man.
Mike, I just want to say this, Mike, about my Seminoles real quick before we get up out of here.
Do it, man. Floor is yours.
We got Kendall Browse, and I'm hoping that this bring in some more, recruits. But then, we was hearing James Blackman was going to be gone because Willie Taggart was telling the transfer recruit from Louisville that he was going to be he was going to get the starting job because James Blackman was trash, and then James Blackman got word of all this. Willie Taggart, do something and just fire yourself, please, for all the citizens of Tallahassee. Just do us a favor. Do something. Fire yourself. Mike, good talking to you. Catch you guys tomorrow.
We out.